Hello and welcome to today's edition of Route 664, The Road to Human Kindness. I'm Les Winston, and I'm the president and chairman of the Endow American Network Foundation. The Endow American Network Foundation is intent on endowing America, and we do that by you getting the benefits of lifetime charitable gifts, lifetime income charitable gifts, where you can make lifetime income occur through a charitable gift. That's what 664 is all about. In 1969, Congress gave us the ability to work to build our own endowment, to work to build our own retirement plan. And they did that by using charitable devices that allow you to get a tax deduction, tax-free transactions, and ultimately get income for life that you can give to yourself or to others. That income for life is really important because that endowment is what helps us to succeed as we go through life's paces. We have a lot to do with our functioning money. We need to have an economic world that allows us to use our money to the maximum. And that only occurs when you can avoid taxation if you don't have to pay taxes. What I mean by that is you have the right and privilege not to pay tax if you legitimately have a reason not to pay the tax. And most people don't even know that that's available because the terms that we use a lot of times are confusing, and you might not understand everything that we're saying. It's very simple, however. You can give something away to charity in exchange for lifetime income. And you can do that in several different ways, and we call those ways social security. And I use that term social security, until people get used to saying it. I can say it, social security. I can say it over and over again, and I get it out clearly. But if you're thinking about Social Security, sometimes it gets confusing. And the reason it gets confused, they sound alike. In fact, that's how it actually came about. Social security is a combination of social devices and charitable work. And social security brings in income. It makes the security the income portion. So social security is income and charity at the same time. That's a pretty amazing thing. Most people think when they give to charity, they give away the property for good, never see it again, never have any benefit from it. But that's not true. You can give away your property and still get a benefit from it, and ultimately pass it to the place that you want it to go to help the community. That's what charitable giving is all about. That's what charitable financial planning is all about. And there are advisors in the country now, there are chartered advisors in philanthropy who understand how to use these devices to help you do your planning. And those advisors, though there are a few of them at this time, we hope there'll be a lot more because this is a very important field that people need to get into. But those advisors can help you create the life income gift that you need to be able to pursue a very successful and certain retirement. Now, this doesn't start at age 55. It doesn't start at age 65. It doesn't start at age 45. It actually starts at age 13. We believe that financial literacy includes this concept of learning how to create a life income gift, a way for you to put aside money on a regular basis to create a life income gift for yourself in the future, as well as where it's going to go when you're gone. Those are really important things to think about. And you have all the freedom to think about that in any way that you choose. You can help any organization that you want to help at the end of the day. And you can also become more certain about your own ambitions and dreams in the future. And that's one of the ultimate benefits of social security. Now, let's compare that. There's Social Security is out there, and we know that. And so if you're young and you're wondering whether or not you're going to get Social Security, you probably will get it because it's a promise that the government has made. But what will it actually be worth at the time that you get it? And what will you have to pay in order to sustain it? Those are questions that are hard to answer at this particular point in time in our economic world. And one of the reasons for that is it is never discussed as something that has to be changed, because when people say we're going to change Social Security, it makes people bananas. And I understand that, because there are a lot of people that rely on Social Security, and they are getting their Social Security benefits now, and those are sustaining them. And it's a lot more people than you think out there that are retired and living on Social Security. So the idea is, how do we change from an existing system that basically is not working? This system was created in 1934. It was legislated. Congress agreed with the president at that time, Roosevelt, decided that we needed to have an income protection program for people who retired. And so they created this supplemental income plan, this Social Security income plan. But that was 1934, and people weren't living to 65. They were dying earlier than 65. And now you have people living to age 100. And that program, though it's been changed over years and adjusted and tried to be tooled to work out, is still not working properly, and won't work properly in the future, because it just can't. It's not possible for that way of doing the supplemental income for yourself, that way of doing it where the government is mandating that you take part of your pay and your employer is going to take a part, and they're going to contribute to a program that makes your income stream in the future. That level of income stream is a part and can be considered a part of your retirement planning. However, it's not going to make up the entire plan. And so you need to have something to supplement that with. Now, there are other tools. There are IRAs, and there are pension plans and profit sharing plans and 401k plans. And those are the things that employers can do for you, or you can do for yourself, as allowed by the government. The government has prescribed those things. You can go to the tax code and look up what an IRA is, and you can look up what a 401k is. And those are all devices that were put there so that people could create more of their own retirement stream and utilizing tax savings. So those are good, and those are things that you should use. And part of your financial literacy needs to include those, knowing that they're out there. And if you have the opportunity to get a 401k or to participate in a 401k, you should do that. You should do that to the maximum that you can, because that plan is a tax-favored plan for retirement planning. There are some problems with that, in the sense that it can't do an unlimited amount of retirement for you. It can be only up to the limits that the government has provided you, and that says that you can put just so much of your salary in, and your employer can match just so much. And there's a limitation on that on an annual basis. There's a limitation on how much you can put into an IRA on an annual basis. So that's the Social Security part and the retirement plan part, of the qualified plan part of retirement planning. But you may be in a position where you want to have more than that, where you want to create something greater than that, where you want to have enough income so that you don't have to change your lifestyle when you reach retirement, that you can keep your lifestyle, and where you can also have an impact on the community. And that's what Social Security is all about. Social Security allows you to create a life income gift for yourself, and then pass that gift into a 501c3 organization that you care about in the future. That 501c3 organization is a charity, known as a public charity. It could be a private foundation, or it could be a donor-advised fund, for example. There are ways for you to leave that money and allow for other people to direct it. But the most important part of that is that you have the opportunity to direct that the way that you see fit, the way that you want it to be spent in the community. Now, that's different than taxes, the way taxes are collected. That's different in the way Social Security is collected as well, because Social Security is not voluntary. It's something that's involuntary, and it's taken out of your income. And the Social Security is based on not just cash gifts, but also gifts of assets. So you can give a lot of different things to Social Security, and you can make yourself a lifetime gift using assets that you generally wouldn't consider using, but you find that you get a better tax break when you utilize the Social Security method. So this is what 664 is all about. This is what our this is what our primary purpose is to get you to understand that there's a better way to do this using social charity, and that's what 664 is. 664 is a social charity device. It's really important also that you have longevity in your bones. You want to live a long time, and I did an interview recently with somebody that is really good at that. Here's that story now. My guest is Dr. Luis Martinez. He is the medical director of a very interesting organization, Rebuilding Bodies, right?
Yeah, it's basically about looking for ways to restore function, fight aging, and just bring back health and wellness for patients. Not surgical approaches, minimally invasive. We use multiple different treatment approaches: hormone replacement therapy, intravenous nutrition, peptide therapeutics, which xenotherapeutics, xenolytics, nutraceuticals, and stem cells processes help turn back the clock and just make patients feel better. I think we're doing a lot of really great advances in longevity medicine. The clinic is called Body Rejuvenation. I mean, I think the name might be a little misleading because it's not only aesthetics. We do a lot of things internally to address cellular aging and really turn back the clock. So it's a combination of things that we do here. We do body contouring too. So we definitely do that aesthetic external approach. But again, we always try to combine it for maximum results.
Body Rejuvenation, helping you live a long and healthy life in Hallandale, Florida. BodyRejuvenationMD.com.
There we go. It's about healing and repair, so definitely internal.
Hey folks, it's Charity here. Philanthropy meets financial gains in the inspiring space of donor-advised funds. Tax Code 664 provides a perfect opportunity to both reduce taxable income and make charitable contributions through real estate donations. For donors, liquidating difficult-to-sell property while providing valuable assistance to nonprofits is made easier using this tax code. Heirs can benefit as well. So whether you're trying to save money or help your favorite organization aid its mission statement, look no further than giving creatively under Tax Code 664 for beneficial results all around.
Excellent.
Joining me now is Wanda.
Hey, how are you?
My wonderful friend and
So
very, very important social charity proponent.
it's good to see everyone.
It's good to be seen.
Yeah. So what do you got here? I like to dip into the latest in philanthropy news, and so I thought I'd share some of that with you.
Absolutely.
Get your thoughts on that.
Of course.
But I also wanted to talk about what you've got. I didn't want to interrupt.
Well, this is about
your
life
flow.
income gifts, and
Okay.
that's what we were talking about earlier. I was letting you know that you can create a life income gift that allows you to endow yourself and then to create an endowment that you pass on to your favorite 501c3 organization, your favorite charity. And that life income, I think one of the things that is a little bit confusing to people is that they think you have to be ultra rich to be able to be a philanthropist in a sense.
I know. It's nice when you are, but
Right.
But here's the good
But
news.
philanthropy is really at every age. If you're 13 years old, you can be a philanthropist.
and if you're paying taxes, you're a philanthropist.
That's correct. That's an involuntary philanthropist.
Yes, but that you do know that you are a philanthropist already. So, let's just go all the way in.
Well, let's do it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's do it the way that the Congress actually wanted us to do that, which was to allow for planning. For using these devices to do some future planning, allow us to plan for income in the future that people will be able to live off of and be very happy in their retirement,
Yes.
which is one of the things that's very, very difficult to achieve these days.
One of the last things they did, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Last thing we do. Well, yeah.
When they were hard at
retirement
work.
generally ends at the point where life ends. That's the way it's supposed to be. Running out of money, unfortunately, is one of the reasons why a lot of people do die earlier.
Good thing there's a lot more money out there.
There is.
There's a lot of money out there.
Yeah. And that's
we got to get it in the
wealth,
right hands.
The wealth transfer
Yes.
is occurring. And that's a really big deal because the study that was done by Paul Shurvis and his other advisors were at the Boston College, that was done quite a few years ago. It's been updated. And they estimate that approximately $180 trillion is
Wow.
going to pass from the older generation to the younger generation. And that's based on the government allowing you to have a $12.9 million exemption, and also based on a different level of domestic product. GDP was, they were estimating at 1% and 2%. If you actually have a higher gross domestic product and you're doing better in the country, the chances are that that amount of money that's going to transfer is going to go up as high as 280 trillion. So our program is what we're looking to do is endow America with $30 trillion.
Okay.
And that $30 trillion, we believe, if you invested at 3.3%, will throw off $1 trillion a year. And $1 trillion a year.
You just lost me there.
I know, it's mad.
Yeah, I know. It's
$1
like,
trillion,
whoa.
$1
Like I hit a
trillion
wave.
$1 trillion, $1 trillion is enough
It is.
to support most of the nonprofits in the country on a community-wide basis. In
You
other
say
words,
most.
keeping it in the community.
How much to support all?
Well, we think it's about $1 trillion a year. I think
Okay.
with $1 trillion a year, you can actually support most of the nonprofit organizations.
I don't like most. I want all.
Well, the ones, let's put it this way. You need to be able to have hospitals as nonprofit organizations.
Great.
You need to have senior care centers, child care centers.
Yeah.
Those are two things that are really good at nonprofit.
We're going to have a lot more seniors.
Also education. Yeah, we have a lot more seniors.
Yes.
And they're living
So we're going to need some more centers, but more hip ones. Come to the hip ones.
Seniors or senators?
Seniors.
Seniors, yeah.
Not the senators. I mean, it'd be nice if our senators were hip.
Well, one of the problems we're having right now is they're too long, I think.
I think I agree with you.
Yeah.
I do agree
And
with you.
unfortunately, it's not that we elected them when they were old. They became old while they were elected. And that's a problem. They've been there a long time. And so
Yeah.
there is a lot of people out there who want to change the way that the terms are limited,
They're
change it.
literally getting old before our very eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's-
and it's
it's-
having an effect
it's
on
concerning.
things. Having an effect on things.
Yeah.
So a very young principle of what we're talking about, a young principle meaning that this is something for the young. This is something that young people need to embrace.
Mm.
The idea that they can put aside a small amount of money or they can put aside assets and use one of the social security devices to help protect them against taxes.
Pause. Assets. That means you've got stuff.
Right, right. Or you
And I'm sure that they're not even aware that they assets. They're not even thinking assets. Like hang on to some of your stuff.
So now let's talk about that stuff because assets are stock, and a lot of young people invest in stock today.
Good.
So let's assume that they buy a stock and they make a gain.
Some money.
It works. They researched something. They researched a company. They found that company
That's
to
fun.
be a very good potential growing company, and they
Yeah.
invest in it. They buy shares of stock in it, and now it's gone up, and they
Yay.
want to capture the gain.
All right.
Okay, so how
There
do you
you go.
capture the gain? You got to sell the stock.
Oh, but
What
I
do
was
we-
loving my stock.
Yeah, and when your stock is sold and you have a gain, you have to pay a capital gains tax.
Oh no.
So that stock can be given to your social security device. If you have a charitable gift annuity or charitable gift fund that you've set up in the form of a trust, you can set up a charitable remainder trust, and that charitable remainder trust can take in assets and sell those assets and not pay any tax when it sells those assets. And that's a really important feature because that means that all of the money that you earned stays in your control. The government likes to take a lot of bites of apple.
Well, they're hungry.
Yep. When you earn it, when you're earning the money, they take it in the form of income tax.
I know.
Now you invest it and you make money with it, they take it in the form of capital gains tax. And then when you pass on, they tax it one more time.
Oh, good.
The idea is the less bites of the apple that the government's able to take, the more the apple grows and the bigger the apple can be. And so
You can give your little piece of the apple to who you so choose.
and then at the end of the day, you can pass that apple on to somebody that you
Yeah.
care about.
That's true.
Now, if we were to compare this to Social Security, because they're real close in name, Social Charity, Social Security, the difference is that with Social Security, you don't have any control over what happens at the end of the day. That's gone. The money just goes into the ether, and the government decides where they're going to send the money.
Yeah.
But with Social Security, you get to decide where that goes. And so they're very similar in that regard. The government was very smart. They created this device in 1969, and they said, if you use a 664 trust, you can eliminate capital gains tax or defer capital gains tax. You can reduce your estate tax, and you can also reduce your income tax. Those are three things that people are not aware of, and what are very powerful. They're very powerful planning devices. Now we're getting close to Labor Day. Labor Day is a really important day.
Oh, good.
As far as charitable planning is concerned, or financial planning is
And
concerned.
time off.
Yeah, it represents time off, and we're looking back at thankfully we've labored a long
Yes.
time, and now we need some relief. So Labor Day is also the date that we believe, or the time of the year where you start to look at how to do your tax planning before the end of the year.
Oh,
Because whatever you're going to do using a 664 or one of the social charity devices, you need to do it before the end of the year. You need to do it before December 31st. The gift needs to be made before December 31st in order to get the tax deduction for this year, for 2023. Now that's important because if you had a lot of income in 2023, or you want to defer something, you want to reduce your taxes on what you've already earned in 2023,
good for you.
that's what you should be paying attention to. So if there's a way to do that, and you can utilize the asset that has appreciated in value to reduce your taxes, and that can be a lot of different things, by the way. That doesn't have to just be stock. You can use real estate. If you have real estate that you have owned for a long period of time, and now you're looking to get rid of the real estate as far as your personal management is concerned, you want to reduce the amount of effort that you have to put into income generation, and real estate is becoming an issue where you don't want to manage it anymore, you don't want to maintain it anymore, you don't have to worry about tenants, then that real estate becomes a target because it can be gifted, and probably it's been depreciated, so it's fully taxed when you sell it. That can be gifted to a 664 trust as well, to a social charity device. Even if you own stock in a closely held corporation, you can use that in some of the devices. You have really, it's unlimited as to what you can give. But I want to stress one thing. It can be as little as $20,000 in value. It doesn't have to be, hundreds of thousands of dollars in value. $20,000 in value is sufficient to open up a 664 device.
That's doable.
So that's doable for most people. Mm-hmm. And I think when people understand that they can reduce their taxes and they can create a tax deduction that will be meaningful. And what I mean by that is if you want to be in a position where you're going through your expenses and you're deducting everything you can deduct and not just taking a standard deduction. So that's a little bit of tax planning that goes into this, but everything really is involved in this kind of planning. It's family planning, it's community planning, it's personal planning, it's everything.
It's planning.
And it's social charity.
Oh, I came across something that
Yes.
I wanted to run by you.
Sure.
I thought if I'm going to run in, how about no income tax at all on people over 65?
No income tax.
Hear me out.
Yep.
People would continue working, remain healthier, not be an economic and social drain on society. Then the elderly would also have more disposable income to help charitable activities. That's from John Templeton. What about that?
That's what we're talking about.
Is that it?
Yep. The device is here
cool.
already. The device is here already.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't using it. And they need to. They need to start to be able to work with advisors that'll help them. And they need to talk to their advisors. You need to talk to your
There you
advisor
go.
about setting up a 664 trust. You need to know how to do it effectively. And one of the things that Endow America Network Foundation does is it is a form of counseling that we do for advisors who come to us with questions about this type of planning, the social charity planning. And the Endow America Network Foundation, through its advisory council, can help the advisor that you're working with have a better understanding of how this works.
Or if you
This
want to
is
be
not-
an advisor.
Say, yeah,
We'll get back to that.
if you want to what?
I said, or if you want to be an advisor.
Yes.
We'll come
No.
back
Well,
to.
I think we should talk about that because this is a very big field right now, and a lot of young people who are trying to figure out what to do with themselves. I think they should try and learn about philanthropy and being a philanthropic planner, being a philanthropic advisor. It's not that difficult. It's complicated in some ways, but it's like anything else. Just like we learn about real estate.
Sometimes it's like you're speaking another language.
Yes, we are. The social charity language.
But it's
the language
lovely.
of 664.
The language of love.
It is. The philanthropy,
Love and
the
money.
idea of philanthropy is loving mankind. And you need to love yourself too.
Yeah.
And so that's why
It's important.
our theory of social charity is 664 equals E squared, where 664 is a section of the tax code and equals 2 endowments. Endowment squared, E squared. Your endowment first, and then the endowment that you're going to pass on to the community so the community can benefit from it.
And sometimes people have been made to believe that it's wrong to love yourself, but it's good because it makes you a better human being when you love yourself, and then you can be better to other people.
Well, if you feel good about things, when you wake up in the morning,
It's just
you're happy.
true. Yeah.
And you can be happy.
Happy
without
people.
too much trouble. Happy people are happy people for
Yeah.
everybody.
Happy people don't cheat. Happy people don't steal. Happy people don't lie.
That's correct.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
You should listen to it on our radio station. Ta-ta, route664.org. Visit us.
Yes. And you can listen all day.
Mm.
And you can get information about what we're talking about as well, because there are interviews that we've done with financial planners and philanthropic planners. We've done interviews with philanthropists. We've done interviews with philanthropic organizations.
Mhm.
And you can pick and choose what you want to
Advisors.
do with your own stuff.
Yeah.
With what you want to do.
Yeah.
How you want to give it away.
Oh, that reminds me. I stumbled upon, and maybe future guests, there's a veterinary school in North Carolina.
Yeah.
And they're studying Alzheimer's in dogs, which is of interest to me as Mr. Polo is
Very
aging.
Very interesting.
So I'm looking, once I find something, I have to go down that rabbit hole, and I found them.
That's something that everybody would like to give to.
And I would love to give to them. I
Okay.
found my philanthropic cause for
That's
now.
wonderful.
Doggy dementia.
That's important out there too. You need to find a reason or a purpose, and purpose is very important in the future. Even if you retire from your normal work, you need to have purpose. You need to, you don't want to hang around the house every day and take out the garbage. You need to do something more important.
Purpose, pleasure, passion. These are important things to have in life.
Yes.
Make it worth living.
And I saw your piece about social charity and peace through prosperity.
Oh, yeah. No, that was from charity, actually.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. I helped her craft. She can't really write on her own.
No, she does a good job.
So she's an animated character. She just speaks it. I write it. I am her cryptographer.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Did I just make it up? No, it's a
Yeah,
word.
I think it is.
I'm not sure I'm using it right, but hey, for today, it'll
Make
work.
sure that you tune into the radio station and make sure you watch us on YouTube.
Thank
what
you
we're
for
doing
watching.
Is all over YouTube. We've got plenty of information there that you can draw from. And you can go to our website at socialsecharity.org, socialsecharity.org, social, S-E, charity.org. Get used to that word, social charity. It just rolls off the tongue.
660.
Social charity.
664.
And 664.
That's great. And if you come to the radio station, the music is really awesome.
Okay.
We just added some new music with the newest stuff from John Baptiste, which is great. Love world music. It is great. So,
How do they get to the station?
route664.org.
Route664.org.
Let your fingers do the walking. We also have a mobile app. You can download that and take us with you wherever you go.
That's on Android?
Yes, it is.
How about Apple? We getting that?
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
They're slow at Apple because they're very picky about
Okay.
things.
I wanted to just alert the folks out there. You're gonna get to hear this da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da,
Oh, no.
664.
That's
No?
all. That's it.
Not
Don't
gonna-
give it all away. Don't give it all away.
Pay attention. We'll be back and we'll be giving you more information about this social charity 664 and the wonderful world that you can create through your own ambition, your own certainty, make things certain in life, and you can be happy about what you're creating because it's something really good for yourself and for the future.
I invite you to visit the radio station and just do a little dance today.
You got it. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, Alex.
Hey folks, it's Charity here. 664 equals endowment squared. That means income for you, benefits for all. It's a way to help make the world a better place while making sure everyone is treated fairly. Join us at socialsecharity.org.
We've got best-selling authors.
You are going to start to uncover all the layers that are covering your genius.
And some of the world's top leadership experts.
We have structured a mastermind program that is very unusual and it is very powerful.
Robin Sharma at noon.
Your creativity will soar, your productivity will be epic, your impact will be legendary, you will be the best in the business, and you will not only achieve remarkable things, but you're going to feel sunsets. You'll feel a connection to people. You'll feel for what's going on in the world, and that will make you a world changer in your own unique way.
Robin Sharma at noon at 4 p.m.
It's a
Blaine Bartlett.
exploration of what it takes to be a highly effective leader in today's fast-changing environment.
Best-selling author, executive, and leadership coach.
And if you've been liking what you've been listening to on the Soul of Business podcasts, how does one become a leader that can keep connection to the soul of business?
Blaine Bartlett at 4 p.m.
Look forward to seeing you there.
at Route664.org. This is Route 664 Radio.